How would you feel if they said they were going to quarantine suspected Ebola patients in your neighborhood? Monmouth County is up in arms. This is Jersey Matters. Hi, I'm Larry Menti. Welcome to Jersey Matters. From now on, people who go to Liberty International Airport in Newark from West Africa may be quarantined in Monmouth County. Now, I say that and it gets a lot of people startled, but wait till you hear the whole story. We're going to talk about that with Dr. Robert Morgan, chairman of the Children and Family Health Institute for Visiting Nurses Association Health Group, and also Russ Zimmer, a reporter at the Asbury Park Press and APP.com. It is startling. When you hear that, you can see why people in Monmouth County might get upset, and I know you wrote about the story. Give all the caveats.
Oh, there's a lot. Well, basically, so if somebody flies in from like West Africa, as you said, first off, if they're a New Jersey resident and they're deemed at risk, they're just going to be escorted to their home in New Jersey. They're going to be quarantined there. If they're out of state and they can be transported reasonably to wherever they live, if they live in New York, they'll be escorted there and quarantined there. If those are not reasonable options, then that individual will go to, I believe it's called the Hagendorn Psychiatric Hospital. It's an unused hospital in Hunterdon County. If that fills up, then and only then would they start transporting these at-risk individuals to Fort Monmouth.
Fort Monmouth, and where on Fort Monmouth would they go?
It's a housing barracks. I don't know if barracks would be the right word, but a housing buildings on the golf course there, Sun Eagles golf course.
So they'd basically go to a golf course.
They would go to
They would be quarantined on a golf course. And how many people are there?
There's 0 people there. There's never been anybody.
How about at the psychiatric ward?
There's 0 people there.
And so that I'm getting to you now, Dr. Morgan, because you used to be an assemblyman in the Monmouth County area, and we're on the commission to figure out what to do, basically, with Fort Monmouth. Why the fuss, if we're not talking about anybody really?
Let's remember, it's public health. There's that public in public health that really should not be ignored. And I think the whole process, or lack of a process for it, caught everyone off guard. I know the surrounding communities extremely well. Actually, in just a full disclosure, I used to be an emergency room physician at Fort Monmouth in the Army Hospital there, and I do know the base extremely well. I understand why they decided to just put it in there and do it, but I can't see how one can go away with something like this with all the misinformation, the fears, the concerns that are out there, without preparing the surrounding towns properly for it, having the communities well informed about what to do. We don't want it to become some sideshow, folks driving by, and you can drive right by it. I mean, it's right on a major highway. It's right on Hope Road, for God's sake. And it's just the type of thing that if it wasn't handled better than it has been handled, it's inevitable that we're going to blow up.
I get the fear factor. I know what that there's a misconception about Ebola and it's spreading in this country, and I think we've been through that. But isn't this also about the way Fort Monmouth was closed and the future of Fort Monmouth?
Yes, the surrounding communities have been in negotiations with the Fort Monmouth Closure Commission for probably a decade now, and I can't see anything that's been done. Nothing. There's no sites that have been sold off, nothing developed. The surrounding towns have been given an extra burden of policing and protecting it. The fort is preserved only by contract workers, not by federal employees. And it's led to quite a bit of recrimination, I think, on the sides, essentially, and it's not been a healthy relationship that I can see. And I don't understand why, because we did this quite a while ago in Atlantic Highlands, where Henry Hudson High School is. Used to be a big Nike missile base that was turned over to Monmouth County in the 70s, I guess it was, and now is the Hartshorn Woods County Park. And it was just easy as anything. The county sent them a $1 bill, and they turned title of it over to the county, and the county took care of everything like that. And they made a beautiful park that's open to everybody.
So who runs Fort Monmouth now? Is it still the Army who run it, or?
It's the Fort Monmouth Economic Revitalization Authority, I believe, is the
But there has been no economic revitalization.
Well, I'm sure they would argue otherwise. There are proposals out there. They are soliciting offers for land, and I think that's one of the issues here is that, with the state coming in and saying you have to locate this Ebola quarantine facility here, kind of preempts their ability to continue marketing these different parcels, including the golf course.
In your reporting, did you find any nefariousness, any political gamesmanship in the background?
I didn't see any of that. And
doesn't that make sense, though? I mean, why do that there?
Well,
especially if it's been a political battle and if it's been a fight between the state and the county, why all of a sudden say, okay, this is the place we're going to put Ebola quarantine, as you said, in a golf course?
Yeah, no, I mean that's a question I certainly think is worthy of looking into, and I myself have filed several open records requests looking for answers to some questions just like that. So we're not done with looking into how this decision was made and the dollar figure that's going to be attached to it too, because who knows how much it costs to retrofit or whatever they have to do to these buildings to get them in working order for this purpose.
I'm sure the people that are there and are hoping to put condos up or whatever they want to put up are thinking that this was done on purpose. You don't have to answer.
It is New Jersey, Larry. Come on.
No, I get it. Thank you both. And when you find out the answer to you please come back.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
It's great to have you here. Russ,
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Doctor, when we come back, across the country, they have been called right-to-die bills, assisted suicide. They're talking about a similar bill in New Jersey, and we'll get more information on that when we come right back.